I now invite, because there's our guest speaker, so I'll now invite our PP Sandra to do our introduction.
All right. Okay, give me 1 second, please. All right. Hold on 1 second. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay. President Nakiao, fellow Rotarians, it's my pleasure this evening to introduce our special guest speaker, Mrs. Janelle Pantry-Coke, is the founder and creative director of Spaces Limited, one of Kingston's leading retailers of quality furniture and accessories. She attended Campion College and holds a degree in management studies with a specialization in tourism from the University of the West Indies. With over 10 years of retail and management experience, Janelle is recognized as a visionary and is a well-respected industry leader. Spaces is known for its contemporary furnishings and offers turnkey interior decorating services and installation through its Décor Center. As a proud graduate of Heart Trust NTA Garmex Academy, she credits the training she received there as laying the foundation for a career in interior decorating. She has been featured in several media outlets throughout the years, including the Jamaica Observer's All-Woman magazine, as well as TVJ's On a Personal Note program. Janelle is the contributing design editor for the Jamaica Observer and currently serves as past president of the Rotary Club of Trafalgar New Heights. She was also a member of Young Entrepreneurs Association of Jamaica, where she served on its executive board. Welcome, Janelle.
Good night, President Nakio, fellow Rotarians. I'm so happy to be here this evening. Sandra, thank you for the wonderful welcome. I'm very excited to talk about Christmas and how you can get your home all decked out for the holidays. 2020, I think more than any other year, we need something to really look forward to at the end of the year. So Christmas no postpone. The holiday season is still on. So I'm just gonna share with you a little presentation that I have, and I'm open to questions on how you can get the look at home as well. So let me ask the host to share screen for me. Just go. Thanks, Director Patrick. Zoom out for me. Okay, so it's the holiday season. For us here in Jamaica, this goes all the way up into the New Year's. And tonight I'm going to be talking about a couple of things that we all can do to get into the festive and Christmas season at home. So I'm going to just talk you through and show a lot of visuals on how you can take your home from everyday to holiday. So for me, I think decorating your home and your space for the holidays can be broken down into like 6 easy steps. One thing that I always do each year is to think about the theme that I'm going to use for my home. And once I have the theme established, it could be a whimsical Christmas. It could be a candy cane Christmas. It could be a old Jamaican time Christmas with Jamaican bandana and things like that incorporated into your holiday theme. And then once I've selected my theme, I also have a color scheme that goes along with this as well. So the theme and then the color, that's what starts the process. And then from there, I always say, don't forget your dining table, because eating is such an integral part of the season and festivities that it's also nice to incorporate that into your overall decor for the holiday season. And then two, I think sprinkling a little holiday cheer throughout the home. So whether it's in the kitchen, you may do something as simple as have Christmas themed mugs, keep some cinnamon and hot chocolate on a tray, so you just feel a little festive anywhere that you turn in the home. And then of course, the center of every holiday and Christmas decor is the Christmas tree. So whether you have an artificial one or a fall tree, or you get a nice one from up by the Blue Mountains, having a Christmas tree nicely decorated says holiday like nothing else. And then finally, is to do a walkthrough of your handiwork. So whether you're like me and everything falls on you and you do all the decorating, or it becomes a family tradition where you have the kids or the grandkids involved in the process, the last touch is just to go through your home and just kind of enjoy everything that you've put together. So I'm just gonna show you a couple visuals of what I think you can do. So firstly, as I said, start with your theme. So to create a more cohesive look, select colors such as silver and gold, which we call our neutrals, that work with everything else. And then don't get too carried away with using too many colors. I know we have the propensity each year we go out and we buy new Christmas decorations, but the key thing is to store them, color code them. So you'll have a box of red, or you may have a box of green or blue or whatever it may be from years before. And then for each present year, you just go through the colors that you have and you pick two to go with the neutrals that you have, which are the silver or the gold. And then also this year, we're seeing a lot of non-traditional colors for Christmas. Traditionally, you're thinking of red and white and green to decorate your tree. We're seeing where customers and clients are using pink and blush and blues, jewel tones like a peacock, which is like the purple and a rich blue color combination. Or if you're crafty, you can probably make some of the decorations yourself using Jamaican bandana, get some burlap ribbon and things like that. So your theme is what sets the tone for your overall look for your entire home, and it's the key to a successful Christmas decorating space. So here we're showing just how everything comes together from your dining room area straight into the living room where you have your Christmas tree. So the colors you notice on the dining room tablescape, we have hints of gold, a little bit of burlap and natural tones. And then the Christmas tree itself in the backdrop is also decorated in the same colors and themes. And then in the next image, this is it from another angle, seeing again the burlap, rustic pine cones, greenery, gold tones, a little bit of white, and it's even picked up in the napkins and all the elements that are on the dining room table. Next slide. And here it is in the Christmas tree. So you're seeing where your theme is very consistent throughout the home. Next slide. This is an entry area using a wreath. Sometimes you may see where you have your wreath on your front door, but like I said, it's nice to have little touches or elements throughout the home. whether you're gonna, put a Christmas wreath or garland, gift boxes that you wrap. So the same wrapping paper that you use to put underneath the Christmas tree, you could find a few empty boxes, wrap those and put them strategically at the entryway as another nice way of adding a festive touch to your overall holiday decor. So just as important as the theme is selecting the right colors. So as I say, you select a color scheme. You want to ensure that you stick with that throughout. Gold and silver are great accents, as well as with white. And then you could choose 2 colors to go with the metallics to create the color scheme. And again, it's all very visual. So Patrick, if you can slide to the pictures. Here we have a jewel tone peacock theme tree. And again, with this theme and the color scheme, it's also picked up in pillows on the sofa. That's another fun and easy way to update your home from your regular decor to a more Christmas festive theme for the holiday season. So we're matching the pillows and the throws with the Christmas decoration on the tree. And this just gives you a nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. Everybody from my club who is still on the Zoom knows that when it comes to Christmas, I'm all about decking the halls from ceiling to floor. So as I mentioned, an important element of our holiday decor is the dining table. So while this year we may be doing our Christmas dinner a little bit different with social distancing, it may just be your immediate family, but who says that just because we're not having the big gatherings that we're used to, that we shouldn't make it special? And for those who will be actually there in person. So I always say, never forget the dining table. It's on the day that we really get to utilize it. But the week of Christmas, if you take the stress out of the actual day where you're in the kitchen and you're getting everything done, this is a great thing to do beforehand. You could do it a week before, 2 weeks before. And it's also another nice area in the house just to bring a little more festive cheer to your holiday decor. So I'm going to show you a couple of setups that we've done. Again, you want to keep it consistent with your theme. If you're doing jewel tones or your peacock, you probably would want to save some of the decorations from the tree, and you can put that balls in glass bowls or vases on your dining room table. You could even use a ball and tie it with a piece of string, and that could be your plate setting for each individual plate. So let's look at some options here for your tablescape. So this is a dining room setup that we did, and as you see, we had hints of red being the main focus in this one here. So red berries, lanterns, you can add nice candles, whether they be real or battery operated. It gives a nice ambiance to your dinner setting. And detail and layering is very important as well. Next slide. So this is what we are seeing. Then we have our table settings. So whether it's just the immediate family or you have a few extended persons who are in your safe circle, as we call it, it's a nice touch to do individual plate settings for everyone. My family, most times dinner happens right in front of the TV. So I look forward to the Christmas day where we can actually sit down at the table. So I make a big deal about the Christmas and table settings and everything. So here I've used a cute napkin fold. If you're not handy with how to fold your napkins, you can just buy napkin rings from Space or anywhere else. Next slide. And another cute idea and unique idea is to do special touches. So you could do little name tags for each person who is going to be at the dinner table this year. And since it's not going to be the 20, 50 persons who are usually at Christmas dinner, you can just use your printer that you have at home and print out everyone's name card, and it just gives a little added special touch to each plate setting. And if you can find rosemary or a sprig of thyme or something like that, that's what actually was put onto the napkin, just for a little added special touch. So here I'm just showing ways you can be creative with each individual plate setting. Setting your table using your glasses, your nice cutlery. You have different napkin folds. And I said, if you're not handy with how to fold your napkins and you don't have time to go and find this on YouTube, you can easily use a napkin ring, or just find something from your garden, a piece of, maybe put a high biscuit or something, a natural nice, or if you have a herb garden, rosemary or anything that you can fit, just add a nice little touch to your plate setting. Next slide. So this is the overall look. This gives you like you're dining at one of these nice fine dining restaurants, but this is home. So we're not going out as much as we used to. Most of us are spending a lot more time at home, and it's just a nice way of making the ordinary special in times like this. So just a few more samples of how your table can be decorated with candle holders, ornaments, as well as fresh herbs and ribbons and so forth. So I've left the best for last. How do you decorate an Insta? So this is for those who are on social media, but how do you create that wow treat that when everyone comes home or comes over, they walk through the door and you just have this happy feeling? I mean, for me, that's what the Christmas tree does. So there are a few key things to know when you're decorating your Christmas tree. So firstly, next slide, is to find the perfect spot in your home. So there's a little trick in decorating. If you don't have a ton of decorations, you find a nice corner in the house and you push the tree up in the corner. That way you're only having to decorate half of your tree. So the back of it can have a few little sparse balls and so forth. So you find the perfect spot. And that's the key thing. Then your lights. People sometimes make the mistake and they put on all the decorations and they go through the process and then they put on the Christmas lights. But the second step, which is the most important step, is your light. So check the type of lights that you're using. So if you're going with warm white, you want all the lights on your tree to be the same color. If you like twinkling lights, you want to put stationary lights first, and then you add your blinking, twinkling musical lights, because what you don't want to happen is that when your lights twinkle, your tree goes dark. So always wrap first with stationary lights, whether you're going to go with your warm lights, whether you're going to go with colored lights. Then you add your sparkling, twinkling musical lights so that you don't have any blank spots when your lights start to blink. Second thing is now you add your ornaments. So you start with the favorite ones, the larger size ones, and then you fill out the tree with your smaller ornaments. And then after that, You put the finishing touches with your garland and your ribbons and your bows and your tinsels and anything like that. And if you follow these 4 easy steps, you'll have an Insta-worthy tree, or at the very least, a tree that you're proud to show off. And I think that's basically it for me. And I just have a few examples of Christmas trees with themes. So you'll see like the gold and silver. So that's a very neutral tree. And then the typical red and white Christmas tree, followed by using colors. So the jewel tones with the purples and the blues. The final one with all shades of blues and gold, just so you can get a little inspiration if you haven't already gone out and decorated your tree for the holiday season. So let me know if you guys have any questions.
Patrick, you can take down the slide so persons can chime in. Okay, so thank you so much, Janelle. The floor is open. I know there are persons who this is their coming out experience during Christmas when they show their real artistry.
Yes.
We want persons to still, Christmas still a keep. I want persons to still enjoy at least that happy moment of decor and dressing up and all that sort of thing at the home. So if you have any good ideas, inspiration, you can just make a comment, or if you have a question, I'm sure you can go ahead and pose it to our guest speaker as well. I have Sandra. Sandra, go ahead.
What about the smells?
Oh, most definitely. So using candles, diffusers, I always say that's like another thing, because you have each season, whether it's the cinnamon or the nutmeg or things like that, that evoke the feeling of Christmas. You want to maybe put one in your powder room or in the bathroom. You know, smaller spaces or spaces that are not too open, you tend to have the scent linger and, you know, fill the room, and the aroma is even better. Just like at Sandra's spa.
Alfred,
Yep.
Alfred, make a point or a question.
Yes, thanks, for President Nakio. Hi, Janelle. How are you? Listen, you have the twins to deal with. So I think this question is very relevant. I'm going to have my little 1-year-old granddaughter to deal with. Now, what are your suggestions? Remaking that beautiful tree safe and fairly child-proof, or even the decorations in the house. I know it's almost near to impossible to make it totally child-proof, but do you have any suggestions, for example, with the Christmas tree? Because some of those balls can be lethal.
Yes.
If
so
a
I
small
actually
child gets hold of it.
Right. I actually have a fence around my Christmas tree. So I have one of the big
Christmas tree.
Unfortunately, that is one of the things that you have to do to keep them safe, because you're right. The lights, the colors, and everything are a drawing card for the little ones. So I actually do have a baby gate around the tree, and I put most of the ornaments a little bit higher. But that has worked. It's now week 3 of the tree being up, and they're trying their best to go around and figure out, but they have not as yet. So I'm hoping that they won't figure it out before Christmas. But that's what I've done.
Okay, thanks, Janelle.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Janelle. I have a question. I'm always on the fence about a real tree versus the manufactured synthetic ones.
Right.
Is there any sort of, I would say, experience that one will get with either that you think would be distinct, or they're pretty much the same?
No, it really boils down to preference. I growing up, we had a real Christmas tree, and for a couple of years, but then there was a maintenance of it where you had to water it and so forth. And then for me, I love Christmas early, so we then had a fall tree. But I believe there's pros and cons of each. There is a going down to Constant Spring Road, or actually, with what happened recently with the rains up by Irishtown, I've actually seen persons drive up there, meet the tree growers halfway, pick out there's just something about the process of going and selecting your tree, especially if you have family, if you have young kids, it's something that they look forward to as well. So it really comes down to a matter of preference. The artificial field trees are a lot more convenient. You make one investment, you buy a tree bag, you take it down after the New Year's, and the following year you pull it out and you're ready to go. But there's some persons who love the smell of a real tree and the story that goes with going and purchasing it and picking it out and where it's coming from. And that it just really is Christmas if you have a real tree. But there's just persons who like the convenience of it and maybe want Christmas from November 1st who go with an artificial tree. But there's team real tree and there's team artificial. You can't choose side. You have to choose a side.
Well,
just like with school competition, like which past student are the night champion night.
no.
There's never going to be a winner in this one.
Thank you for that. So when do you put up the tree and when do you take down the tree? That's always a question. I'm not sure.
So there's no hard and fast rule to it. There's those who stick to the 12 days of Christmas, and those who are following the Advent calendar. But typically, if you're just a Christmas lover, anytime from late November, you see Christmas trees starting to go up. Now, the taking down part, taking off the decoration, no one loves to do that. So I feel like the decorations are usually there up until the end of the month, just because no one wants the challenge of taking down and sorting out and packing away, but everybody wants to decorate. But usually it's the first by the first week of the January the tree comes down.
You say I can't judge people who have their trees up in February?
No. Or those who just throw a bag of it and leave it fully decorated. No judgment.
Anyone? Any other questions? I have time for 2 quick questions or a comment. What was that? I guess I don't want to dominate, but for me as well, seeing that we're gonna experience a different Christmas. Mm-hmm. What goes in on the dining table? Do we do all out thing, or are we just gonna really? Is it fair to go all out, like with the meats and everything, or do we just gonna cut it down?
No, definitely go all out. So another thing to incorporate. So you do have your tablescape, which incorporates the centerpiece, your placemats, your plate setting, and then of course you have space on your table for the lovely meal that's going to be presented. So you have your platters come out with mac and cheese or ham or meats and whatever else, but everything just looks nicer. And trick is tastes better when it looks nicer. So if you're no true chef, you can just fake it if it looks good.
Yes, if you're a Carlton, you'll order your ham from Price Mart. Yes.
Well, or your store-bought cake, you put it on a nice platter and no one will know.
Certainly. Carlton, you want to make a comment?
Are you talking about I don't eat ham, so I guess you know that why you said that.
I know. All right. So awesome. We're so now more informed. And thank you so much, Janelle. Director Patrick, give us the vote of thanks.
All right, hi, PP Janelle. We definitely had a wonderful presentation, and I definitely took some notes. 6 steps to creating a memorable holiday, and me being a relatively newlywed. I mean, this is my first Christmas as a married man, so I had to take some notes. And my wife was here watching with me. So we're here. Thank you. So we definitely will make use of the suggestions that you've made. And I was very enlightened by the pictures. I was really caught up by it. And hopefully I can do an Insta-worthy tree. And
you can do it.
I can? I hope so. So I know all the members definitely enjoy the presentation. And we really appreciate you taking your time out to make this a wonderful presentation to us. And we can definitely spruce up our houses and have a wonderful Christmas. So thank you very much, Janelle.
Thanks, Director Patrick. Thanks, President Nakio, for having me. It was my pleasure being here.
Okay, thank you so much, Janelle. And